Hello again. I am your teacher, Jin-Yi. Last week, we discussed virtual museums and basic concepts of cloud curation. Now, we will learn in depth the practical basis of curation. Are you ready? Let's begin. Now, let's discuss social media and public opinion. In 2014, Seattle's Fine Art Museum planned a social medium exhibition. Through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, they allowed the masses to decide which works should be included in the exhibition. The curator, Joanne Bernie Densker, kept an open mind. She thought that this way of planning would allow more than 4,000 participants to contribute their knowledge and opinions to the exhibition. The concept of public participation is not only used in artistic works, it has also begun to be used in artistic exhibitions. The German philosopher Joseph Beuys, who emphasized the use of art to shape society, once stated that everyone is an artist, provided that you have this kind of self-awareness. Through the concept of social participation, anyone can state their own opinion, but obviously you must first believe in yourself. Curators must have the ability to reflect, the ability to observe, and the ability to act to truly be able to make an impact on social links through the creation of art exhibitions. You can try to use the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, like no poverty, gender equality, climate action, conservation, and maintenance of ecology and peace, justice, and strong institutions as a starting point for your creation. Let's first take a look at art exhibitions developed from a few different aspects. Starting from life experience, the Japanese group 2121 design site curated measuring in the Songshan Cultural and Creative Park. Because of inconveniences of individual actions in our daily lives, they re-examined tatami, a Japanese tradition, as a unit of measurement to calculate space, and deeply explored units of measurement. For example, meters of length, grams of weight, and minutes and seconds of time. Through juxtaposition and design, these common units from daily lives were examined. For example, the weight of Taiwanese Mandarin phonetic symbols were accurately measured in grams. Through this, air and soul were made into measurable items. Viewers could, from an entirely new perspective, view daily life. From the perspective of human sciences, in 2019, the Taiwan Contemporary Culture Lab exhibited Yao Qi City, a ghost literature and contemporary art special exhibition. From culture, art, folklore, and literature, the curators displayed the demonic places of spirits and ghosts. With a critical perspective, they recreated the diverse faces of Taiwan's monsters. Monsters originate in the fear that humans had for primeval forests, experiences of injustice, or dark areas of cities. This exhibit opened up new frontiers for Taiwan's supernatural cultural creations. Among them, NAX Corporation, a Taiwanese new media art team, through a virtual immersive theater, took viewers on a trip through the underworld, resonating with the key theme explored by the exhibition. As for contemporary society, in 2019, the Museum of Contemporary Art, Taipei, exhibited Co-Inspiration in Catastrophes. A fishing boat, which sunk during Japan's 2011 earthquake and floated ashore in Taitung 3 years later, was placed at the entrance. This exhibition was the curator's response to contemporary society. The endless catastrophes of the 21st century have swept the world. Whether naturally or artificially created singular events or disasters, through far-reaching mediums such as natural ecosystems and network technologies, the globe has been linked. No one can remain uninvolved. Curators reflect on how art can respond with creativity to give those who are affected by disasters courage and support, and present hope for life and survival in the future. Lastly is global issues. In 2019, the National Taiwan Science Education Center's Design Our World Gendered Innovations exhibition re-examined historical patterns from the perspective of sex and gender, exploring scientific technology and the innovation of knowledge to reach an awareness of gender bias and inequality. Among them, the Sisters of Science area introduces women workers who have been ignored in the history of science and history of medicine. It also stimulates reflection on gender equality and sustainable development from the perspective of scientific research, pharmacological research, engineering, environmental planning, and technological innovation and invention. Now we will begin our curatorial practice. Through artistic creation, artists bring attention to certain areas. Curators have to find a method of giving works with similar ideas greater power, so that the focus of the artists will be taken seriously by the public. Exhibitions use items from the past to transform viewers in the present. They primarily create a dialogue between curators, artists, and viewers. But curators not only have to find a suitable central topic, they also have to develop a connective narrative network and find corresponding artistic creations to effectively attract public attention and achieve resonance or change people's perspectives in response to the needs of contemporary society. In addition to considerations of exhibition space and the presentation of artwork, they also must find a suitable way of creating linkages through commonalities of artists and artistic works. For example, artists' identities and cultural backgrounds, inner meanings of artistic works, and the forms of artistic works are all easily observed methods of analysis and grouping. Artist Ping-Ye Li's Feel the Smog, through programming, transformed air pollution data into a visible image. Through this, he has drawn public attention to environmental issues. Artist Ding Tong Chang used scientific instruments to collect PM 2.5 in Taipei City and analyzed suspended particles in manufactured ink from them. He then used the name of a work by Xia Gui of the Southern Song, Pure and Remote View of Streams and Mountains, to contrast the meaning of clouds and mist in different spaces and times. These works both begin from an environmental point of view and then developed different expressions of new media art. Additionally, in 2019, Tate Britain collaborated with Microsoft to create Recognition, which through AI paired press images published by Reuters with works held in the museum, using object recognition, facial recognition, compositional analysis, and linguistic analysis, and then displayed them in parallel. Through the assistance of digital technology, hidden commonalities were found. This is a very interesting example. Are these only vague, abstract concepts? Let's start with a small but concrete curatorial task to gradually construct our own art show. In the next activity, we will carry out a curatorial task. Through the website Wix, we will do our own cloud curation. Before this, we need to first assign everyone's curatorial tasks. In total, there are 4 aspects that we can set. These are central themes, public perspectives, proposed value, and extended activities. With respect to core ideas, in addition to consider the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, you can also consider educational issues. With respect to public perspectives, we can also think about who this exhibition is for. Is it for elementary school students, middle school students, artists, or professionals? Then, What is the proposed value that you want to create through your curation? Is it just to warm people's hearts, or do you want to change people's perceptions, or even make a contribution to the world? As for this, you can think in detail about the extended activities for your program. For instance, deeply understanding the image of the exhibition or planning viewers' experience. These are all activities that can be extended from your curation. Please try making some basic plans for your own curatorial projects. I have prepared a study sheet to help you clarify your ideas. I suggest that you write in order from 1, 2, 3 to 4. 1 is your core proposition. What are you using as your theme? You can actually use this as the name of the exhibition. For 2, you need to think about why do you want to create this exhibition and what the ultimate goal of the exhibition is. For 3, you can use the core concepts to develop linkages with 3 contexts. Then find suitable exhibition items to use. Because we are doing small-scale curation, I strongly suggest that each exhibition area has only 3 items. But one small requirement is that one exhibition area must have works by new media artists. Lastly, choose good-sounding names for each of the 3 exhibition areas. Then, your simple plan will be complete. Let me remind you that each exhibition area must have more than 2 works of new media art. Just now, we spent a lot of time explaining. Let's look at an actual example. For cloud curation, students have chosen very many interesting core concepts. For example, some have devoted attention to indigenous peoples, love and the challenges of daily life, unsung heroes, and even topics related to war and politics. I think that these are all very interesting. To give you a demonstration, I created one example to share it with you. I chose a topic that deals with the global issue of the Earth. My central concept is to explore the relationship between people, technology, and nature. I have defined this exhibition as an Earth alert. In total, it has 3 exhibition areas. They are Respect for Heaven, Primitive Nature, Man-made, Industrial Nature, and Symbiosis, Technological Nature. In the first exhibition area, Respect in Heaven, there are manly works that artists have created with new media art to express the beauty of nature and the opulence of nature. So, we can see how artists use technological media to present the shape of wind and the dancing of the rain. The second exhibition area, Man-made, Industrial Nature, is mainly composed of artworks where the artists hope for viewers to consider the actual kind of damage that has been done to the environment through industrial development. There are some artists that through a critical perspective hope to arouse public attention to an issue. The third exhibition area is Symbiosis, Technological Nature. That is, when technology develops to a certain degree, will people be able to act as a god and call the winds and rain, or even achieve omniscience in our view of the world? Of course, I most hoped that in this exhibition area, I can make people think about how the interactive relationship between technology and nature can achieve a symbiotic status. Within the intellectual framework of this exhibition area, I installed a discussion area for interaction with the public. I used the example of the world's first cyborg, Neil Harbison, to explain. I hope that you can think about the following. One thing very special about Harbison is that when he was born, he was colorblind. Because of this, scientists help him convert colors into sounds. He has an antenna. On his passport, we can see that his equipment has become a part of his body. So, I want to ask everyone, if technology develops to a certain degree, what kind of technological products would you need? What kind of technological products would you want? I even want to ask you to think about when we can have the technological items we need tailored to fit our bodies, what kinds of social problems will we face? I need to remind you that in your cloud curation, because we are using open data and digital data for artistic creations, it will involve copyright issues. So, make sure that you indicate the sources of your materials. Copyright law especially protects students in educational applications. I hope that in the future, each of you can continue to use these concepts and make sure to indicate the sources of materials that you use. After this simple introduction, I hope that you can think about what central issues are important to you. Through this curatorial project, what sort of opinions or ideas do you want to express to the world? I also hope that through this practical activity, you can become a global citizen. That's all for today. Goodbye.